Hello, how we doing, everybody? Matt here with OddsJam. Just locking in some more NFL bets for this week, week 14. So I love scanning lines early. Even as the week goes on, you can still find some sports books that have mispriced lines that just haven't updated their lines yet. It's pretty simple. The sharp books will update their lines quickly, or more quickly than the non-sharp sports books do. So early in the week, you can find some pretty good lines for the NFL following Sunday. So I have a couple bets here that I like. The first one that I'm going to go ahead and lock in here is the Bears first half team total under 9.5. So a little bit of a wackier play, the first half team total, I should say, but this one does have a lot of value. The OddsJam perfect line prices this to be at about plus 111, plus 112, pretty much plus 111.5, and we're getting it all the way up at plus 115 at DraftKings. So this is a pretty good price. These no vig odds here that you see in this column under no vig odds, very important to at least understand the concept behind them. You don't need to do any calculations yourself, which is nice. Just the concept of it is important to understand because it kind of helps you understand why using OddsJam is such a profitable system in general. So these odds are pulled from the most accurate sports books in the world in terms of pricing odds, right? The OddsJam back-tested thousands and thousands of betting opportunities, trying to determine which sports books are consistently the best at pricing odds. So OddsJam took all that data, collected millions and millions of data points, and then used that information to basically set the market moving forward for future betting opportunities. The summarized version of it is basically, hey, these sports books do the best job at pricing odds, so we're going to use them to set the market moving forward. In this case, again, the Bears team total, first half team total, under 9.5 plus 115 is the bet that we are taking. The no big odds price it, again, plus 111.5. So all in all, pretty good play here. This column here under the percent just gives you the EV, the expected value percent of the play itself. Can also be viewed as your profit margin, your expected profit margin. So if you're gonna risk $100 on this play, you could figure to make $1.62. And I know I get a couple questions about the expected profit. Number one, how can you have expected profit on a bet that hasn't played yet? You'll either win all your profit, like if you bet $100, you'd either profit your 115 or you would lose your 100. And that's true, but over the course of time, your expected profit will start to meet your actual profit. So that's why it's important to track this number, because over the course of time, those two numbers kind of collide, and your expected profit, again, starts to turn into your actual profit. So that doesn't necessarily mean only bet higher EV percent plays and avoid lower ones, because you can still find some good value even with the lower EV percent plays, which I'll talk about if I do find some. And then what you want to do is look at the sports books and where they price this play at. So we're getting plus 115 at DraftKings, BetRivers at minus 104, Pinnacle at minus 101. They both have it for roughly a little bit less than even money, with the vig removed, again at plus 111. And we're getting it for plus money at plus 115. So, of course, positive expected value betting. You could place 1,000 bets that are mathematically profitable, which is obviously what I recommend doing, using OddsJam to place these bets. And of course, you're not going to win every single bet that you place. So like if you look at my dashboard, and this is just pulled from using the OddsJam bet tracker, which that is completely free. So definitely recommend at least signing up and using the bet tracker. Click this plus button, track your bets. You can also sync your sports books, which is cool. So if you don't want to manually track your bets, you can just sync your sports books. Like PointsBet, you can automatically sync, so I don't need to do anything. But regardless, if you look at my betting history, you see a lot of highs and you see a lot of lows. Now, obviously, there's much more up than down, which is good. A total profit. It was above 16K, but I had a rough NFL Sunday, so it dropped below. Still good, 15.7, 3% ROI. And as you can see, not every single week is up, right? You're not going to win every single bet. You're not going to profit every single day, week, month. If you look at this monthly, I think I've had 3 down months since I started using OddsJam, which was in September of 21. So it's been a pretty good run here with only 3 down months, but 2 of them happened in back-to-back months, and that certainly wasn't fun. but obviously significantly more up than down. So the whole point of that is just to understand variance in sports betting, right? Variance happens. Again, you're not going to win every single bet, but as long as you're doing the right processes in terms of betting positive EV, looking at each play individually and comparing it to the rest of the market, then you'll have variance, you'll have bad days, but you'll be up significantly more than down. So this is, again, the first play, Bears first half team total minus 9.5, so under 9.5, excuse me, under 9.5, basically saying they don't have one touchdown plus a field goal, less than that. The next play that I was going to go ahead and lock in here is the Browns money line against the Ravens. So this is at minus 150 at PointsBet. Novig odds price this at about minus 153, so the gap giving you your profitability. And look at PointsBet, their line compared to every other book. They have it at minus 150. The closest is minus 165. And then in terms of the books you want to compare to, so when you're placing positive EV bets, there's certain sports books you want to compare to make sure that you're getting an outlier to those. And the three are Pinnacle, has this at minus 165, check. Bookmaker has this at minus 160, not as good as a Pinnacle line, still 10 cents lower, check. And then BetOnline, same exact line as the Pinnacle one at minus 165. So if you're placing a bet that is an outlier to those three, that is the sign of a good profitable bet. And then if you look at the rest of the betting market as well, will help. And they all have it in the minus 170s, except for BetMGM, right? Like Caesars, minus 175. DraftKings, minus 170. FanDuel, minus 172. And Betfred, minus 175. All pricing it as pretty, even lower, I should say, than the Bookmaker and BetOnline lines. Lower meaning more likely to occur, which is a good sign for us. So I get that sometimes people scoff at the juice of a minus 150 bet, but between minus 150, plus 150, plus 150, whatever, it's about comparing the odds of the bet that you are placing to the rest of the betting market. So yeah, I'll take something at minus 150 as long as it's an outlier to the rest of the betting markets, just like I'll take something at plus 115 as long as it's an outlier to the rest of the betting markets. So that kind of stuff, that's why it's important to look at where every other sportsbook prices it, because if you just saw something for minus 150 or plus 150, plus 170 or whatever, you might want to just not ignore it, but you might want to say, I'm not going to take that one because those odds aren't favorable. So it's important just to look at that kind of stuff. So Browns money line, I do like a lot, minus 150 at PointsBet. Another play that I was going to lock in, now that I'm not because the odds changed, so I'm not going to have that one. So just two plays for you guys this video because odds changed on one of them. So if you're tailing both of these, comment, let me know. Would love to hear it. And that's it. So appreciate you guys watching and have a good one.